Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Reverend Anthony, for putting this together this morning. This is a very good thing. So we wrote to DTE's many thousand employees this weekend about the events of recent days that have occurred across our community and across our country. And what we heard in return, particularly from our African American employees, was pain and frustration and frankly just exhaustion with it all. And those feelings stem not only from the shameful death in Minneapolis and in Kentucky and in Georgia, but also stemmed from the intense impact of the coronavirus in our city over the past several months. And so many deaths and lives touched by deaths, and so many goodbyes that were never able to be properly said. And we know that this pain and this frustration and this exhaustion in the DTE African American community is mirrored across our city, across our state, and across our country. And so the first thing that I want to say is to DTE's African American community, but also to the African American citizens of Detroit, is that we stand with you in your pain and in your frustration and in your exhaustion. When any among us are demeaned or denied basic human rights, we're all dehumanized. And it's only by standing with those who are demeaned that we have a chance of regaining some measure of our humanity. But after the pain and the protests pass, we're going to need persistence. We're going to need persistence to see through practical, tangible changes. And I would be foolish to offer simple solutions to deep-seated issues. There are so many things that need to change. The creation of economic and educational opportunity chief among them. But we also need to persist in seeing through reforms in our criminal justice system and reforms where the police departments, which are so critical to the functioning of our communities, where those police departments have lost their way, we need to undertake reform. Now, the mayor has asked me to read 4 commitments that we have all jointly agreed to in the spirit of concrete, tangible change and persistence around those. First, we commit ourselves and our companies to reject and work to eliminate all forms of bias, racism, sexism, violence within our communities and within our companies. Second, we call upon the appropriate government officials to hold accountable all individuals involved with the deaths that have occurred. Every person must be held responsible and accountable for his or her actions. Third, we support the calls for an independent prosecution of those accused in order to demonstrate the fairness and eliminate any possibilities of conflicts in the course of this judicial process. And finally, fourth, we will invest in programs and policies that help to transform the disparities that exist within these communities as we remain partners in progress, both locally and nationally. And on the national stage, I would simply say that this is a time when we need the healing power of compassion, not discord, not bitterness, not partisanship. We all need to step forward with that compassion. Mr. Mayor, Reverend Anthony, thank you so much for allowing me to express some thoughts at this important time.